Today on Old Folks Adventures, we are starting off in Mount Vernon, Indiana, and we're going to, next couple videos, visit some of the towns along the Ohio River and the Ohio River Scenic Byway. This is also kind of our home base area, so this will also step off on some history we're going to do. Anyway, we're on the riverfront right now, and they've done some major improvements. And you're looking at a small amphitheater they put in that they have events that they put on during the summer. If you look, you can see the barge traffic coming down the river. We'll kind of walk around this way and look at some of the new add-on to the park. It's really turned out to be nice. They have fireworks that they put on here and have different events. A lot of times during the summer you'll find food trucks lined up down through here. So this is a pretty nice compared to what the town started off with. In 1806, it was actually founded by McFadden, and this actually called McFadden's Bluff. And then later, around I think it's 1816, it was turned into Mount Vernon after George Washington's estate. What we're looking at now is actually the old part of the park. So a lot of this has changed behind me, and this actually was a pretty rough part of town when it was first built. There was a lot of bars and saloons down through here. There's even some special boarding houses. And down here on this riverfront, a lot of flatboat traffic would come through. And one time there was a bunch of flatboat guys docked here on the dock, come uptown, caused a little trouble, and they got in a fight. And then beat up some townspeople. The townspeople got together again, and another fight ensued where these people that built whiskey barrels took their stoves and come in town and beat them river guys up and sent them on down the river. That is how our yearbook has gotten to be called the Hoopoe, in honor of that. There's a lot of other things that happened in Mount Vernon. We'll get into that later, but right now we're going to do a little walking tour of Mount Vernon and show you some of the better sights of town. So as we're walking up Main Street, if you kind of look over here to your left, that odd looking building there, which is Allison Brothers Furniture, that is actually the old Opera House. And down on the bottom was stores, and the upper part with the tall windows was actually where the opera and shows were put on. You can see, we'll get up here a little closer and we'll show you where a building was attached to it and burnt down. So there's a couple people in town that has been fixing up buildings, and I kind of like how Trent has done this building here. He's taken over and fixed up. He's got bed and breakfasts up in, or bed and breakfast, or they rent out rooms. Love how they done the doors and stuff, and we'll go around front and get some video of that too. So you can see on the side of Allison Brothers how they attached another building to it, and you can actually see the stairwell going up and to the second floor. Yeah, this burned down a couple years ago. At least we didn't lose the Opera House. This area in front of us right here used to be all buildings. They've taken them down. And we'll swing around this way. And this is Trent Van Haften's building, and we actually do still have a barber. So Trent's always fixing his up, so he's always got looking pretty nice. We'll go on up Main Street here and head up towards the Ohio Scenic Byway. So coming up Main Street some more here, we're in between 2nd and 3rd Street. And this building right here is another lady that has been working on fixing up some buildings, and it's Beth McFadden Higgins, and she's done a really nice job of fixing these parts of the buildings up. There's several others, but these two here I went to school with and know, so they're pretty cool. So now we're heading up to 3rd Street off of Main. Here in a minute you'll be able to see the courthouse. So right here is the main courthouse square for Mount Vernon, and Mount Vernon become the county seat, and they built this courthouse here. We'll have a little walk around the square and show you some more buildings. There's some more of the old buildings. They're still in Mount Vernon. So here we're looking at the Soldiers Memorial that's dedicated to all the soldiers that was fought from Mount Vernon, Posey County area. If you look around the courthouse and around the square, all these flowers and everything are done by the what's it? Garden Club? The Posey County Garden Club, I think it is. It's a bunch of ladies that come out here and volunteer their time and take care of it, and it really always looks beautiful. They do a fantastic job. So while I messed that all up, that is the Mount Vernon Garden Club that does all the flowers. So this shows the developing city and shows a different architecture, where you got the Colonial Revival, Italianate, Neoclassic, Romance, whatever revival, Iron Front, and Parapet Front. So Mount Vernon, it shows the old wharf where people would come in. And this shows you how busy Mount Vernon used to be. So you can see all the businesses down through here. That there is actually an original sign that was painted on the building and pointed to Rosenbaum Brothers Groceries and Meats in the basement, and somebody's cleaned it up and repainted it. Looks pretty nice. So there's another building was taken down, and you can see where the outline of it looked like a house, and then another building was built and attached to that one, and that's the old Bud's Hardware building that's been here forever. And so when I was a younger lad, I can remember coming to Mount Vernon and going all the way up and down this street, going to the different stores and buying stuff in. That was in the 70s. Where that Fifth Third Bank is used to be the Ross clothing store. So yeah, it was a very busy town all the way up until the 70s. Now, like many other small towns, Evansville started bringing in big box stores, and I can tell you from personal experience that when you are in business and you're buying wholesale, these box stores will buy on so much quantity that they get a discount and can put products out for retail at a lower cost than what you can buy wholesale. So these small businesses are not buying wholesale. They're having to do all the taxes and everything as a business, but they can't compete. So this here is the Mount Vernon Coliseum, and it is for the World War Memorial. And at one time, it had a swimming pool in the basement. Up here on the second floor, it had a basketball court in here, and it has since been changed over to office buildings and another small claims court, because we kind of outgrew the courthouse. And then we turn around here and we'll see the post office, and we'll keep walking this way and pick up some more history. So this is Mount Vernon Post Office. I always thought this looked kind of neat. So right here, I forget what the lady's name is, but she pushed and dug around, and this is a very dark time in Posey County. This is the lynching, and this is a memorial to it in 1878, where a bunch of black men were killed and hung without trial. And you can see our QR code and learn more. And she worked really hard to get this put in, and eventually I'm going to do something a little more detail on this, but it's nice to see that they've actually opened up a little bit. It's still very quiet, it's still very hush, and it's hard to get information, but it is what it is and needs to be opened up. So what we're looking at here is the Hubby House, and Mount Vernon did have a person that lived here in Mount Vernon, grew up in Mount Vernon, that became a governor of Indiana. And actually, from what I understand, looking across the street, that was his house before he went up and served as Senate and governor and then come back. I might have him reversed, but actually he had two houses here. So this traffic you're seeing coming up through here, look that way, that will take you into Illinois off of 4th Street. And that is part of the Ohio River Scenic Byway. And if you go back the other way, that'll take you to Evansville and take you on along the rest of the Indiana side of the Ohio. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed it. A little walk around. It's a nice day today. And if you like, and give it a subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and we'll catch you on the next town. Later.